Hey, this is Our Savior, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to make the door from that survival video that I posted last week. So we're going to start it, and you're going to notice there's going to be a lot of similarities between this and last week's video, but everything's going to be vertical instead. So we start off with some honey and the observer leading into a sticky piston, and then you go up 5, and now we're going to want to place an observer like so and stick a powered rail on top of it. Then we want another observer facing the powered rail in the other direction and a sticky piston, and our sticky blocks on top of that. I'm drifting a little more than I want here. And that is the first module complete for the actual mechanism part. And then we can use any block that gets pulled by honey for this part. So anything from concrete, stone, wool, wood, as long as it gets pulled by honey, so not your container objects and not your glazed terracotta, but anything else. And the reason that this works is that even though this section here is already 10 blocks, this section here is not actually moving any of these blocks. So what's going to move these blocks is when this goes up, it'll be moving 2 of them, and then when this follows, it'll be moving the other 7. So this segment only has 4 pieces plus these 7, makes 11, which is under the push limit. And then when it's going down in the other direction, this one pulls 2, and then this one pushes the other 7 behind. So if we just build up a little space here to a backstop, like so, and then we're going to want to activate this piston, and it goes up. As you can see, it takes this whole block, this whole stack, and then it ends up reforming at the bottom. And the way that you'll power it when you're done is you'll put obsidian here with a power source that powers that powered rail, except you don't want to use a button. You need to, whoops, oh man, you need to use something to shorten the pulse so that this isn't still powered when it gets to the bottom, and that is the reason why I'm using the buttons applied directly to the pistons right now. The way that you would power this for your regular build is you'd want a sticky piston facing up, and none of this needs to be obsidian, only the stuff that'll be touching honey. So if we do this, right, then is that not okay? Let's add one more step here. Yeah, so this here, the redstone dust only gets powered for as long as this solid block stays in place. It's a pretty useful little circuit to have in your pocket. And then we'll put another one up here to send it down. This, because of the way that powered rails will power each other, you can line up to 9 of these up in a row, powered off of one side. So you saw in survival mode that I had it 18 wide, and the reason for that was that I could power it from the 2 sides and it would go all the way across. And then if we wanted to make another of these modules, we just have to swap out all of the honey blocks for slime, and it's otherwise identical. So I'm just going to build that up real quick, just like I built up the other one. Put our rail down. In survival mode, it can be a little bit tougher to get the angles, but if you've got scaffolding, you can manage it pretty effectively. So now we've got these 2, and when we power that first power rail, it's going to simultaneously power the attached power rail. They'll move up together, and it won't break. Back down again. And you can also tile these back to back if you want your door to not show the slime on either side. Then what you would do is just make them back to back like so. Get your powered rail on, observer, piston. And your stack of whatever solid block you want to use. And it doesn't even have to be the same solid block. As you may have seen on the survival world, one side of mine is made out of all different blocks of wool. And then all we need to do here is make sure that this is running on the same timing as the other one. If I had been planning ahead, I could do all of this without having to make another one of these circuits, but I didn't. So instead we're gonna join up to the button. Alright, so now when I fire this, all 3 are gonna go up, and nothing's gonna break because they all have the exact same timing. If the timing is off by even a little bit on any one of the modules, then the whole thing's gonna break. But that's not something you have to stress out about. If you pay attention to what you're doing the whole process through, then your timings will be fine. Just don't accidentally right-click this one to be off. And there it goes. Now, if I were to accidentally get the timing off, let me show you what that would look like. So now this one is going to fire first and that one afterwards. So we fire it, and now this got stuck to that one stopped going up, and then this one stopped going up, and that's really inconvenient. But you don't have to break everything to fix this situation. You just have to break so that nothing's touching anything else. So if I get rid of just this module, right, then I will be able to use buttons to get both of these modules back in place. There we go. Get both of these modules back in place, rebuild the missing module from the bottom, and get everything fixed. And so that's it. That is how to build. Oh, no, that's not it. There's another step that I used in my door. So you probably noticed. You're paying attention. I'm a little sick today. That's why this is maybe a little bit rambly. The one in my survival world was a lot taller. Well, if you want to do that, all you got to do is add another module on top of the first one. So place a solid block in between them, because you don't want the observers to ever come into direct contact face to face with each other. And the way the push limits are, you can just fill in that gap. And you just repeat everything you built down below up above. Fill this right on in. You just have to build in your wiring so that this module gets activated before that one. They're going to fly separately, but when they get to their destination, they'll seal up and look like one solid piece again. So let's give ourselves a little bit of space to fly without going all the way to the build limit. You activate the top one, it starts going up. And then you activate the bottom one and it starts going up. And to send it back down, you just do that in the reverse order, which is just a matter of building your power source up the sides. You're probably going to want to have just one of these circuits and your button way at the bottom, and then run it through some kind of slab tower for your redstone. So you get your slabs, get your redstone, and you'd have the power going into that, so you can hit each level, use repeaters to get the timing that you like, which is bottom first, then top. And that's it. So thank you for watching and bearing with me. Didn't want to cancel the video just for a little cold, so here we are. Yep. Goodbye.